Good evening, Wellness Warriors. It's Sunday night, it's 8 o'clock, and it's time for Empower Hour. A whole hour to open up the conversation around mental health and well-being. And so let's get talking. I've got my blanket. It's Sunday night. It's a chilly one out there. It's been temperatures really dropped in the last couple of weeks. So I've got my blanket. I'm all snuggled up and looking forward to having a conversation with you guys. So I've got in the background, if you can hear crackling, I've got my fire screen on the telly. I use YouTube and I find one that lasts for a couple of hours, and that adds to my chill out. I've also got my Himalayan salt lamp on and my Christmassy candles burning, so I'm setting the scene for my nice relaxed Sunday evening with you all. So I can't believe the numbers. So many of you joining in already. It's fabulous. So across the hour, we're going to be talking a topic. We're also going to be sharing our wellness wins. So be sure to try and think of 3 wellness wins for me that you've had over the last week. And we're also going to be doing the cards, not tarot cards. Before you start thinking tarot cards for any new people joining in, we have affirmators, we have stress less, and we have empowering questions. So be sure to pop and say hello so I can see who's joining us. The lovely Wendy is with us already this evening. Good evening, Wendy. How are you? Let me know how you're doing. Have you got your blanket round you? How are you all snuggled up tonight? Everyone that's watching, how are you keeping cozy on your Sunday night and getting ready for the week ahead? So, okay. I'm going to be talking anger tonight. So we'll start that in just a couple of minutes, but I thought it's a topic that should be quite interesting for us to explore tonight. It's something that everyone has throughout their lives, and we struggle with, the majority of us. So I thought it'd be a really good subject. Good evening, the lovely Claire. How are you? I'll tell you what, it's really fantastic how many people are tuning in. And I'm starting to go places and people are like, oh, I've seen your Empower Hour. And I'm like, really? Like, I can't believe that people are taking the time to tune in. Good evening, Lucy. Hope you're well. So think of your wellness wins for me, my lovely. Wendy has just added, evening, not too bad. Hubby's on lates, so I'm on parenting patrol, trying to get smelly teenagers to shower. Yes, I remember that one. Hi, Lindsay. I can't believe how many of you are joining in and putting up with me for the hour. Yeah, so I'm hoping you're all cozy and getting settled into your Sunday night before we all head back to work tomorrow, or the chaos that ensues with a Monday. So we're going to be talking anger tonight. So be thinking about the frustration points that you have, because hopefully we'll be able to take you down a pathway to make you or help you deal with it better in the future, because I know it's something that I've struggled with in the past. We're also later on in the hour going to be talking wellness wins, and we get the cards out at the last part of the hour, just to have a bit of fun and see where we're at with our empowering questions, our affirmators, or our stress less cards. So be sure to say hello so I can see who's watching. I've got, it's going up between 13 and 17 at the moment. I can't believe how many of you are joining in. So let's start talking anger. Who struggles with it? Give me a angry face if you struggle with getting angry every now and again, that you really want to scream at someone, or just it builds up and you feel that you are unheard or frustrated. So I know that I do. Now they're popping up. Now the angries are popping up. Unfortunately, when people see this post later, though, they're going to see all these angry faces and they're going to think I've been really upsetting people. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, how do we deal with anger? I must admit, I don't deal with it very well. And we're going to be looking at sort of potentially why we don't deal with it very well, hopefully over the next sort of half hour. So anger is normal and it can actually be positive. So bear that in mind. We will be covering the positive as we go along. So, but how we behave acts on a scale. So we can go from anything such as sulking, distancing ourselves from people, or crying, to actually more positively, we can also take action. It can also spur us to do something. And obviously, on the other end of the scale, there's violence. So the closer our relationships, the more potent the source of anger, because often these relationships contribute to the way we feel about ourselves. So whether it's with a partner, or whether it's in school, or with parents, or with work, if we start to feel angry, it makes us reflect on ourselves and about how we feel about ourselves, and we can take it really personally. So it matters if people close to you criticise you, ignore you, or dismiss you. And there's some of the logs that make the fire. So, but with this proximity brings with it strong feelings and often unspoken expectations. Then add in multiple personalities, such as when you're in school or in the workplace. We all get irritated, we can feel disappointed, we can have disagreements, because remember, not everyone's the same, and misunderstandings happen so easily, and misperceived facts as well. And often the response is we can fight back, we can build defence, or we can withdraw. So you know the saying, blind anger. Blind anger is when we go into that rage of we only see it from our perspective. So we want to avoid that. And anger escalates when it's held, when it's like, I've been wronged, I'm becoming angry, I want to attack, and I'm on that defense mechanism where I want to attack. Because anger bloody hurts. Anger, it's a reaction to pain, and that causes more pain, and it can end in such a spiral and such a loop. And we get hot and bothered. Know that saying? You get all hot and bothered. Now, we do have to be careful of toxic people that like the winning sense, or that they thrive on the winning of arguments. And we have to be wary of our language, our tone and our body language. Take the sentence, for example, what have you been doing all day? Could be said quite innocently, but if someone is perceiving that in a different way, it can be taken as a statement that is questioning. So anger, it affects our body. It can make us shake, tension. I cry, I well up in tears. It can make people physically stiff. It can cause ulcers. The feelings associated with anger: resentment, confusion, frustration, fury, fear, hostile. Our behaviours: the glare, the angry glare, shouting, fighting, hitting, sulking, name calling. What about thinking habits? I know I'm right. Or one that I struggle with, I go over and over and over every scenario. So that's something that I tend to do. I used to work in a school many years ago, and we was trained to teach kids to vent it. So if they get angry, that you give them a pillow to punch or go running, and whilst that can help, what you're doing is you're dealing with the after effects. So we need to go a step back, because if you're only ever dealing with the after effects, you can't really help someone move forward. So sharing, that could be a way to share how you feel with someone, but you do have to be careful that you don't end up building this negative army where people are then fueling this toxicity. So we need to work on anger before it gets to all those levels. Some people say, oh, it's an impulse, and they can't help it. Again, there is a precursor to all of this. It's we have to work on the before. So we have to learn to deal better with it. Now, how do we do that? I think in the past I've been guilty of either distance myself from people, or I've told some people to F off, or I shut down. So that's my three main ways. And I remember a couple of years ago, someone, what I perceived was attacking me, because it felt like they were attacking me all the time, and I told them to F off. Now, at the time, I was reading a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, who is phenomenal. And as I said F off, it dawned on me, actually, I don't have to react. I don't have to fuel that fire, because I'm sure I made her more angry by telling her to F off. So I actually realised my relationship in my doing in the relationship that we had. So from that point, I never rose to it. I never gave it the fuel. So I think recognising it is really important, and accepting it. One thing I have trouble with is expressing it. And that's where we should all be working on when we are struggling with getting angry, is where we express it. Because when I think we're children, it's like, it's dismissed by adults, and I think we all have a right to get angry. It's part of human nature. We're working with people, we're living with people, we're going to get angry at sometimes, and it shouldn't be taken as a defence. So if we start seeing it from maybe other people's points of view, or we just choose not to react and try to get to the bottom of it, so we're problem solving rather than taking defence, then we have half a hope of changing it and hopefully making those relationships better. One of the things that I've noticed over the years of working with people, and again, absolutely guilty myself, is our vocabulary. I've had to practice scenarios where I go, I'd like to sit down with you, please. So this isn't an attack, but I'd really like to just express how frustrated I feel. And I did this with one of my best friends back earlier in the year. So we'd had a different view on something that happened, and we sat down, and it was really hard to have that conversation because I'm not used to that language sort of coming from me. of where I talk about how I feel. But likewise, the relationship was so important that it had to be said. Otherwise, our relationship could have been ruined. So it's really important that we learn to verbalize how we feel, and that we acknowledge, even like when the other person, we might not have to agree with people, but we can respect how other people feel. And I think that that's really important, is respecting how other people feel, because there are always two sides to every story. And I always use the analogy, if I wrote a number 6 on the floor, I see that as a 6, but you might see that as a 9. So like, we have to agree to disagree. So it's about saying, okay, I really appreciate you telling me how you feel, and I'm really glad that you've listened to how I feel. Now let's move forward, and what can we do to ensure that we move forward together, and on the same hymn sheet. Can you come round here and see my 6? Can I come round there and see your 9? Or is it a case of, you know what, I'm going to totally respect, you're seeing a 9, I'm seeing a 6, and I'm not going to hold on to that. Yeah, it's about letting it go. And there is so much with our mental health where we will be better, we would be healthier if we learn to live in the present. And that book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, is a fantastic book. Bit of a hard read. It's only a slim book, but just sometimes his it just took me a while to get into it. But once I got it, it's changed my life, because I do now start to let things go. I recognise that I don't have to fuel, and I'm learning to verbalise how I feel. And certainly I know Jo, that does our Cup of Kindness on a Wednesday morning, that session is all about verbalising how we feel, and it's really important. So that's my thoughts on anger. Remember, there is value in anger. It might point to problems, so it does need to, always a solution needs to be found. Okay, so it doesn't make you weak for verbalizing how you feel. It doesn't make you weak for letting things go, because actually you recognize that it's not important in the grand scheme of things. But the most important things, guys, is don't let it build up, because when it builds up, that's when it becomes a problem. Okay, and then that's when it will impact on your physical health, your mental health. You've got to remember as well that sometimes we do get more angry when we're tired, hungry. I get hangry. So I also have to take into account of how I'm feeling, and know your triggers as well, but always remember to verbalise it. So for me, it's like, can someone make me a sandwich? or give me time, I need to go and eat. So but seriously, guys, just work on verbalising how you feel. Okay. Right, so I've had so many of you join in. Good evening, Louise. Good evening, Katie. Katie, it's the first time you've joined us. Good evening, lovely Andy. It's not quite meeting you over a curry, Andy, but I'm so thrilled that you've joined in. Good evening, Danny. Nice of you to join us. Claire has said, and when it builds up, I pop, and everything else feels worse than it is. Absolutely, Claire. And we don't want to be doing that to ourselves, because it's like self-sabotage, isn't it? When we just put ourselves in that realm. So if we can learn to verbalise it early on, so it doesn't build up, and so we are taking care of ourselves, then hopefully we won't go into sort of an avalanche, feeling that we're at the bottom of an avalanche that's coming down towards us, which will obviously impact our mental health a lot worse. So if we can prevent, that would be awesome. That's what we're going to be working on. And obviously we're coming into the new year as well. So we need to start thinking of not necessarily resolutions. There's lots of arguments about resolutions, whether they're worth it or whether you're better off goal setting. Hey, it's whatever language works for you. But every day we should be working to become the best versions of ourselves, not for anyone else, but for ourselves. So I always like to, towards the end of the year, I do reflect daily and weekly, and but towards the end of the year I like to look at my bigger picture of what I've achieved, what I've learned, so from my failures, what I've learned, and how I can be the best version of me for the year ahead. And I set myself goals. I know next year many of you joining us in our personal challenges, so that will be awesome. We've got 12 different events, everything from skydiving to escape rooms and runs and walks and all sorts of stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing for my physical and mental self next year. Yeah, so we have to have these goals to move forward, so we're always advancing who we are as people, because it is very easy to stay in our comfort zone. I don't want to stay in my comfort zone. I want to enter that fear zone. I then want to go into my learning zone and then my growth zone. So that's what I've been doing for the last how many years? I suppose the last 15, 16, 17 years, something like that. I've been doing it just step by step, day by day, and it's led to many, many great achievements, including my fabulous boys and how they've grown up. So I'm really lucky. And talking of that, I'm going to big up Ed now. I know that many of you love my Eddie. He started working in the old people's home around the corner from us this week. He's been doing 12-hour shifts. He's done his first ever night shift and he loves it, and it's really great to hear him come home and talk so positively about the care that he's giving to these elder people and the compassion and patience that boy has, and I'm so proud of him. So I'm going to give Eddie a big thumbs up. He's making mummy proud. And I will say another, not revelation, because I suppose I had the revelation when my granddaughter was born, but something I'd never considered. I always knew my nan and granddad loved me. My dad's parents were absolutely the most positive adults I've ever had in my life. They were absolutely amazing people and taken away from me way too soon. But I tell you what, becoming a nan a year ago, I realised it's hit me just how much they loved me. And it's really a nice reflection when you can feel what they must have felt when they held me when I was this big. It's just nice to step sometimes back into step into maybe other people's feelings by taking a moment's reflection. And yeah, although I'll never fully know, I'm sure it was as close as when I see Hayley and when I cuddle Hayley, and last night she stayed over and she sleep talks. She can't talk, but she sleep talks. So she's in her sleep, and it's just so beautiful. We get through life sometimes, and some people, we can miss these precious moments, but in fact, just hold on to them as long as you can, because they really do make every day worth living. So, my angels, my little wellness warriors, let's talk wellbeing wins. So, what are your wellbeing wins? What 3 things, ideally 3 things, please, have been your wellness wins this week? What have you had going on? Could be really small things, doesn't have to be anything major, but what 3 things have you had go on this week that would be your wellness wins? Have you gone out walking a couple of times a week because that was your goal at the beginning of the week and you did it? Have you managed to get through the washing up? You know, the endless, eternal washing up. Did you get out of bed and dance? Did you get a pat on the back at work? Did you get a hug from someone that meant something? Let me know your wellness wins. I love this part of the evening when you can share with me what's gone well for you. It's fabulous. So I know some of you sometimes send them to me by private message, and that's fabulous. I don't mind. And I just take real pleasure in reading what's gone well for you over the last week. Remember, as I said, it can be anything really small to anything really major. So my wellness wins this week was definitely my granddaughter sleep talking. Definitely going to the Active Essex Awards Wednesday night with the lovely Bonetta. And those guys at Active Essex, if anyone knows them on here, or they worked so hard. The event was amazing. Again, it's the 4th year that I've been, and it was phenomenal. So it was at Chelmsford City Racecourse, and I loved it. Motivate Minds got highly commended in community, supporting the community, so that was wonderful. And my third wellness win. My house getting closer to being done. Apparently, I'm going to be airtight by the end of the week. Bricks by the end of the week, roof on next week, and yeah, so that's my wellness wins. The lovely Catherine has said I'll start off with giving my daughter an early present this afternoon, which she really wanted, and seeing a rare look of astonishment on her face. And she's not the most expressive. Oh, that's awesome. Now, would that be a Kevin the Carrot, Catherine? Because I saw just a corner of your news feed earlier and there was a carrot involved. So, let me know what the present was. And physical wellness win. Daughter dragged me down Everyone Active Wickford Gym yesterday morning. That's brilliant, Catherine. So, we do have to keep up our physical. And believe me, in the new year, I'm going to be making plenty of time to get physical. So you lot are going to have to come and join me. We're already doing the Walk for Wellness. I'm doing that on a Thursday morning. Bonetta's going to be starting one in Wickford on a Friday morning. Alex has shared 2 sets of mock papers marked, surprising me with a hug, and my youngest sharing his sweets with me this evening. Marking, excellent. I know how much hard work that takes. Surprising me with a hug, absolutely. So Alex was picking her young man up from our youth club, and I had my back to the door, and I just had these 2 arms reach round and give me a hug, which was lovely. Because I'd sent her son out, and so I'd tell Mum I said hello. So for Alex to pop in and give me a hug, that was amazing. And sharing sweets, always a wellness win, absolutely. Catherine has got a wellness win 3. Got an issue I have at work, one step closer to a solution by getting 2 people talking. Excellent, that's really good, Catherine. And it was the carrot. It was the 4-foot carrot. So it wasn't a small carrot, it was a 4-foot carrot. Claire has said it's been a long, stressful week, but my wellness wins are I managed on minimal sleep all week, seeing my girls happy, and that my son is home from hospital and catching up on washing. And Claire, you're going to get loads and loads of love now. Can everyone give Claire some love, please? Because when we struggle with our weeks, because we've got so much going on, it is like things like washing, catching up with washing, and recognizing that other people are happy, and just coping. Yeah, life isn't always easy, and sometimes we just have to cope and get through it. And Claire, you have all of our love. Please feel the love, get the vibes, and if there's anything we can ever do, you know you've only ever got to shout. Victoria, I launched my business yesterday. Yeah! And I didn't die. Awesome. I did have an anxiety episode, but I was okay. Excellent. Focusing on the okay. Anxiety episodes are going to happen, but I'm okay. I haven't put myself out there before, so that was a win. I was surrounded by good people. Absolutely, Victoria. Make sure you keep surrounding yourself with those good people. Everyone, can we give some Victoria some love as well, please? So hopefully we can keep giving you the support you all need, that we all need, because life is bloody hard sometimes, isn't it? So if we can concentrate on loving one another and supporting one another, even if it is on a Sunday night, whilst I'm wrapped in my blanket and I'm getting all cozy, then that's what we're here for. So, and Claire, you're more than welcome. You've got lots of love from our group, and it is really nice, guys. Over the months now that we've been doing Empower Hour, there are so many of you supporting one another, and I know that I've got a lot of dear people that take part in Motivated Minds that do struggle, and sometimes they chat on here and sometimes they sit quietly and they don't want to talk, but I know that they're watching. And the greatest thing about this Empower Hour and the feedback I get, which is always phenomenal, you guys do give me too much credit, but what I take from it is that we're all supporting one another and we're all there. And sometimes it is hard to speak up and say, oh, I'm struggling, but please know that we are there and you're not alone. So Catherine has said, Alex, it's great to see you. That reminds me, I have a prom dress for you. Need to message you. Oh yeah, because they were Alex was looking for a prom dress because Alex works in secondary school. So that's another thing that happened a couple of weeks ago, was a nice conversation. And yes, Victoria, what is your business? Tell us. Yeah, so it's nice seeing you all interact with one another. Right, so come on, Victoria, what's your business? Big it up. 5 minutes of fame. Well, probably about 1 minute 39 seconds. No, we've gone quiet. You've all gone quiet. Okay. And in a minute, it will all shoot through when all at once, because that's what you guys like doing to me. Right, I'm grabbing the cards, guys. I'm grabbing the cards. It's nearly cards time. Loving the anticipation. We should have anticipation music. Da, da, da. No pressure, Victoria, but we need to know. Yeah, my lot of nosy, aren't you? So you just want to show Victoria lots of love, don't you? And support. Okay, so we've got the cards out. Empowering questions. Stress less. And affirmators. Remember, always available at your local Happy Hub store. That's my PR bit. Oh, talking of that, we got funding. Don't know if I told you, that's a wellness win in itself. We got funding from Greg's for good causes, and we managed to make this week all our Christmas happy boxes. So we are going to be giving out 50 happy boxes across the borough to shed a bit of happiness. So yeah, that'd be good. Right, Victoria's got back to us. It's called Drama Llama Bing Bong. I was a secondary teacher for 15 years, but after my twins, I thought I can't do the work-life balance healthily anymore. I was looking at franchises, but thought, no, I can write my own. So did. Baby and toddler workshops. Excellent. Victoria, if you ever want to come down to the Happy Hub and do something with us, you're more than welcome to. Just pop down. Catherine has said that sounds amazing, Victoria. How creative. And I love the name. I think my two are a bit too old and too young to give me grandchildren. Absolutely. Keep up with that, Alex, because remember, I become a nan when my when Eddie was 19. Might not be that long, Alex. Victoria's put, thank you. I hope so. It's storytelling and musical fun. Excellent. What was you a teacher of, Victoria? That'd be interesting to know. Claire's sending you some love as well. Victoria, anytime we're open. The Happy Hub Eastgate is open 10 till 4, Monday to Saturday, with late night Tuesdays till 6:30. So yeah, and we have the youth club in Wickford as well, so you might want to pop along to that, even though the children are a bit older. Right, so my angels, we've got empowering questions, affirmators, and stress less. Which do you want first tonight? Drama, then an assistant head, which killed me off. Yeah, that would do it. I work with lots of heads. So, yeah, come in and see us, Victoria. We'll see what we can do. Right, okay. They're both aspiring to go to university. A good 10 years yet, I hope. If they're wise, they'll wait until I retire. So we was just saying about becoming a nan. Her kids are wanting to go to uni and they're going to wait till she retires. So, okay, right, what cards do you want, guys? Stress less, always. Okay, for the lovely Victoria. So, oh, here's a good one. Right. Write down, and you can do it now. Write down all the things that you are impeccable at. All the things that you've heard from your friends, plus all the things yourself think you know how to do. They can be big and meaningful or small and invisible. When you are finished with your list, thank yourself for acquiring and keeping all that skill. Gratefulness adds to positive reactions in our body, helps us be more present, and diminishes the feelings of stress. So you're not going to write all the year lists now, because this is something I want you to reflect on at some point during the week. But I do want you to give me something that would help you, something that you're impeccable at now. Tell me what you're great at right now. Victoria said the cottage thing last week has helped me this week. Brilliant. That's good. We like that, Victoria. So, write down things that you're impeccable at. What am I impeccable at? I was going to say I'd like to think I'm impeccable at making people happy, but I'm probably not. I'm probably good at it to a certain degree, but I'm sure I piss people off as well. So, what am I impeccable at? I'm pretty damn hot on Word. Microsoft Word. Everyone at work keeps saying, "Oh, you're really good at that. I don't know how you do that," or "I don't know how you do this." I do know every feature on Word, so I can knock some pretty good stuff up on Word. My impeccable hat. This is where I need to phone a friend. Oh, my impeccable hat. I'm creative. I'd like to think that I'm creative. Alex has said her son is making sausage rolls. Okay then, I'm going to, oh no, I was going to say mine are fairy cakes, but Alex does make better fairy cakes than me as well. Catherine says, other people say I'm a good communicator. I've yet to convince myself though. Lindsay has said doing this to support us. So that's what I'm impeccable at. Thank you, Lindsay. Oh, and I'm amazing at PowerPoint. Yeah. You raising my word to PowerPoint, Catherine. Carla, you're amazing at caring. Oh, thank you very much. I just do my best. I'm great at being a mum, care and nurse. My 14-year-old tells me I'm good at maths. Excellent. I would say I'm I don't know. I'd just say I try. I'm impeccable at trying. I will always try no matter what. And I will always do my best to learn from where I mess up. And I always mess up. One of my old bosses, he was hilarious. He used to say to me, for such an intelligent person, you make really stupid mistakes. So, yeah. But isn't that the joy of being human, guys? So... Right, okay. Are we doing another stress less, or are we moving on to empowering questions or affirmators? I'll let you choose. Alex she said, surprise her. So I'm going to go for an empowering question. Da-da-da. What gives me great joy? So guys, what gives you great joy? Mine was definitely my granddaughter. And my son worked a night last night, so I had it all to myself. So she gives me great joy. And my home gives me great joy as well. I'm super, super lucky that I worked hard and I bought my dream home. It was derelict when I bought it. But over the years, I've been doing it up. So that also gives me great joy. Someone tried to get me to leave the house today, and I'm quite happy to just stay in my safe haven. It re-energizes me, so my house gives me great joy. What about you guys? Let's see what you guys have said. Alex is seeing my Word and PowerPoint and raising us Excel, so she's trying to beat me and Catherine there. If you're being competitive, Alex, and I raise your Excel to moderate VBA. I don't even know what VBA is. They're going all technical now. My children give me great joy. Excellent, Claire. Catherine, great joy. Definitely the look on my daughter's face with Kevin the carrot. Awesome. See, I'm impeccable at making others recognise their skills. And Victoria has said definitely children. Excellent. Right, okay. I'm going to go for an affirmator now. Right. What have we got? Right. What have we got? No need to do. Oh, I can actually read this like this. I'm exactly where I need to be. Exactly when I need to be. There's nothing more I need to do. I mean, yes, there will always be laundry and taxis, but in terms of my life's path, I don't need to do anything because I'm already here. I take a deep breath, relax and trust, and then do the laundry. We've had that one before, actually, and it is still very true, because sometimes, as I said today, really with me today, it was just about being indoors and recharging. Right. I found a bonus card. I didn't even know we had bonus cards in here. So I'm going to read a bonus card. A manifestation. If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Get specific and get greedy. You're holding a magic wand and you can conjure up anything. Could it be that when you declare your wishes out loud, you're actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true? Or is it just that, in a very practical sense, the more people you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know what you want and might have the means to help you make them happen? Either way, stop waiting and start manifesting. Ooh, that's very good. I know that many years ago, I really wanted to get my sons out of an area we lived in. And I lived in a council house, rented. And I looked at doing exchanges because I worked as a mentor in a primary school and I wasn't on great wages. And I realised the only way I could move was to go back to uni or go to uni or actually re-get my education, which led to me going back to uni so I could earn better money so I could buy my first house. So when I didn't believe it. So I suppose my manifestation is that the more I say it, then I start to believe it. And I recognise the power in that over the last 15 years, because now I'm not scared to say I want 1,500 happy hubs across the UK in 30, 40 years' time, which at one point in my life, I would have been, even setting up Motivate Minds, I would have been very much, oh, well, if this happens, and I would like, but it was all very, I didn't believe it. And the more I start to be positive and manifest, the more that happens. So now I've learned not to limit myself, that there is no limit. So yeah, that really helps me. Catherine has a question. Doesn't anyone else find that stress less actually causes them to put on weight? I am a lot less stressed than a few years back, and I am at my heaviest. Is this such a thing as nervous energy burning calories? Actually, I think there is, Catherine. I'm not sure about psychologically or from a medical point of view, but I swear to God, some people that really do struggle, it burns their energy and it ruins their appetite. They lose appetite. Whereas I am a different kind of person. I get hungry and I crave sugar. So my reward system likes to go off in my brain. So for me, yeah, I'm not one of those that can burn nervous energy. I'm one that craves sugar. So, but what are everyone else's thoughts on that? Alex has said, okay, people, based on that, you send your 6 foot dark, brooding looking 50-year-old single self-sufficient men this way. Alex, there are just some dreams that don't come true, my lovely. Because that depends on someone else. It doesn't depend on you. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Can I have them sort of 40? Maybe even 30, please. Victoria, I needed to hear this today, thank you. It's always a pleasure. I just ramble on. Alex, probably lack of anxious fidgeting, but if you're heavier but happier, then it's a win. Absolutely, I'd say that sometimes, as long as, I mean, let's face it, I'm a very unhealthy weight, but if you're still sort of 12 to 14, if you're in a mid-range, it's okay. Just try and bit more activity in. You can still be heavier, but be healthy. So don't worry about that, okay? Just because you're heavier doesn't mean to say you're unhealthy. Alex says somebody might know a spare one. You never know, Alex. You never know. And if you put it out there, right, Alex, that's a good point. So, guys, we've got 10 minutes left of the hour. What would you like to do? Would you like more cards? Although I've been knocking them off down the side of the sofa. Is there anything you want to ask? Is there any... I was just waiting for the screen to then refocus, because every time I move it likes to refocus itself, sorry. So yeah, is there anything else that you want to chat about? What are you missing on telly because I'm rambling? Any points like that? What have you got the week ahead? That'd be interesting. I'm teaching in school tomorrow with lovely Bonetta. We're off to St John's School, I think it is, to do 5 Ways to Wellbeing. Tuesday, I'm in the hub with meetings. Wednesday, I'm in another school, Brightside. We're writing their positive mental health curriculum. Thursday, I'm in the hub. Friday, I'm in the hub. So, yes, it's all good stuff. I'll find out tomorrow whether we've got funding from Provide. And if we have, then I have to go to an acceptance ceremony Wednesday night. So, yeah, we will see. We will see. So what have you guys got for the week? Back to work, back to stress. Robbie Williams is singing in the background. Another week of my year 11s doing their mocks. Oh, I feel sorry for kids doing all the mocks. Now, I know that they learn from it, but it's, I wouldn't trade to be a teenager again for any reason. So, and Alex is coming up to and your parents is coming up to the end of the school year now, isn't it? So, Catherine has said, for those that like Christmas, found an amazing feel-good movie last night, Crown for Christmas. Oh, I haven't seen that. Is that on Netflix, Catherine? Claire has said, busy week ahead, but I get through it day by day. Looking forward to seeing my son's Christmas play if he is well enough to take part. Oh, well, let's fingers crossed that he's well enough to take part, Claire. And that'd be lovely. Oh, and the great Paul Hanningford doing an assembly tomorrow. Ah, Paul's in your school. I know Paul. So, yeah, wonderful. So lots going on, guys. Lots going on. Claire, give us a shout if you need any help or just want to have someone to talk to in the week. You've got my number, or you can contact us. Victoria's desperately trying to potty train my autistic son, who still won't get it. He's now 3 and starts nursery in January. If we can crack it. Victoria, I bought my son a ladder that went to the toilet. I don't know if this would help, but my two were fascinated with the ladder bit. So, and they liked that rather than a potty on the floor. I'm just saying it might help, it might not, but because they're boys, they liked the ladder aspect of it. So, maybe see if that might help. Yeah, and Alex says the nursery should help. Let's hope so. There you go. Alex said that her boys went straight to the toilet too. So, yeah, I never did. I bought a potty, but I never did the potty thing. But I will say we lived in a flat, so it was somewhat easier because the bathroom was on the same floor. So, Victoria, please don't worry about too much with the toilet training. It will happen when he finds something he likes. My son is 7 and not dry. There you go. Lots of love. Thank you. I'll try it. I've seen those ladders before. Excellent. It just makes it fun for them. I think if you can try and make most things fun, That's my personal experience. Then, yeah. I have allowed a seat. You're welcome to borrow. Look at that. Look at that linking up. I love that. Thank you so much, Claire. That's really kind of you. And again, we're sharing all of this kindness tonight and all of this love. And it's really special that you guys join in every week. I love it. So, and I can't believe how many people are viewing this. So on a Sunday night, we're usually getting about 200 to 300 viewers. And then over the duration of a week, another sort of 300 to 400 people were watching it, which is just amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, they might only watch it for 30 seconds. But I'm sure some people are watching it all the way through. So it's really nice. So, my lovelies, what has Motivate Minds got on this coming week? Monday, we've got mental elf painting now in the Happy Hub. On the run up to Christmas, it's £3 for a little elf. Come and paint your elf, and we will have some fun doing that. It helps us fundraise as well. We've got Youth Club Tuesday night in Basildon. We've also got the same thing happening on a Friday night in Wickford. We've got our wellness walks. We've got tomorrow in Gloucester Park, and we have Northlands Park on a Thursday. We have Joe's Fantabulous. I'm making up words now. Fantabulous Cup of Kindness Wednesday morning at 10:30. We have drop-in one-to-ones on a Friday with myself. So if anyone ever wants a one-to-one, just come in and drop in. And what else have we got going on? Oh, Thursday. Is it this week? It is this week. So Wednesday night is our social night. We go bowling at 5:30. So if I'm there, that means we haven't won the funding. If I'm not there, but Bonetta or Joe is, then we've got bowling on Wednesday night. So that's our social evenings that we do once a month. We go quite early on because just some of the people that we go with really struggle, so we go quite early evening, sort of 5:30 to about 6:30, 7. We're usually done by 7:30. So if anyone would like to come bowling, it's just £5 per ticket, and we meet at Hollywood Bowl at 5:30 by the Costa Cafe inside Hollywood Bowl, and there's a car that we all sit and meet there. Catherine has said, talking of autism, that reminds me of a Twitter meme series running about the autistic elf, which is great learning for people who don't know much about autism. Oh, I'll look that up and I'll share that out. Thank you, Catherine. I've seen the autistic elf on the shelf. It's fab. Hope you've considered Elf and Safety, Carla, for those painting sessions. Absolutely. There's always one, isn't there? My elf and safety is just about having fun, Catherine. So if you die whilst painting a mental elf, Catherine, I hold you solely responsible. And just know that you're going to get a mental elf now painting kit for Christmas from me. So what else, guys? What else have we got coming up? We've got our team are busy collecting everything from around the borough. People have been really generous. There's a bank. I'm going to get it wrong. It begins with N. It's either NatWest or Nationwide. They're doing a collection for us for our community Christmas. And so is everyone active at Basildon, which is phenomenal that they've jumped on board. So we're going to be collecting all of that so we can get our hampers ready for delivery in the next couple of weeks. Claire has said, I will pop in when I have time. Got a few things I need to chat about. I'm needed close to school at the moment, but hopefully next week I'll have some spare time. Absolutely, Claire. And if you ever want to chat to me on the phone, just message me. And luckily, the lovely Lindsay has just reminded me it's nationwide. Nationwide, Carla. So thank you, Lindsay. And yeah, Claire, just message me, and even if it's a phone call, we can get in if you can't get to the Happy Hub. Right, we're up. It's been an hour, my lovelies. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much more for just supporting one another and sharing the love tonight and raising the conversation around mental health and well-being and looking after one another, because that's what we do best. Thanks for joining in, and I will see you in the week, or hear from you in a week. You know where I am, and it's a pleasure as always. Good night. Have an awesome one.